Good morning, YouTube. We have Daisy and Tootsy caught up today because it is getting close to their due date. We live in a region of Missouri where the predominant grass species is tall fescue, or Kentucky 31 fescue. I have some of that right here. Look at the seed heads is the main part that you can tell. And this long stem, if you have that on your farm and you're raising babies, there's a possibility of getting something called FESCUE toxicity. That comes from an endophyte that lives in the stem of the fescue, of the tall fescue. And that endophyte can cause multiple problems with, I believe it's the hormonal signals from the fetus or baby to the mother. And it can make the placental wall too thick, and it can also inhibit milk production and colostrum production in the birth. So you're supposed to get them off, I've heard, anywhere from 30 to 90 days. If you're in a real thick pasture, you know, 60 days seems to be the consensus rule of thumb. Okay, but on my farm, when I had everything cleared and it was just dirt, I planted endophyte-free fescue, which turns out to have been a big mistake because it took off for the first year, did okay the second year, and by the third year it started dying out. And now 6 years later, all I have is weeds and whatever has come back in naturally. So I don't have very much fescue to worry about, so I don't have to worry about fescue toxicity as much as most farms, but I'm still not willing to risk it because just up the street where I used to live, I had lost a foal when I was a teenager to fescue toxicity. So they're about 40 days out, 45 days out from when they could possibly be bred at the earliest. So we're gonna bring them in, and I bought pure Timothy hay to feed them that was farmed and planted. So there's no chance of having any fescue in it. And they'll get a little bit of a grain supplement too. That way we can also monitor their progress a little closer too, to see who's gonna get closer to foaling first. Okay, so right now, since we'll call this like a baseline, she's already starting to distend a little bit. There's no milk veins yet. She's a little touchier than some horses. She does kind of have the start of milk veins right there. On a maiden mare like this, that can start two months early, easy enough. And this one here, I'm not even sure she's bred. So take a look at her. I don't know if she's ever had a foal before. We don't even know how old she is. I don't know. Why don't y'all comment and see if you think she's bred or not. From the bottom, you get down real low like this, she kind of looks bred. But if you get up above her, she does not look very bred. Where you can see the perfect round belly on this one, there's no question. Anyway, stay tuned for the progress updates, and we should be having foals the first part of September.